It's been nearly 60 years now that an explosion ripped through the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. 4 young girls were killed as the blast ripped through a bathroom where they were. A 5th girl, Sarah Collins Rudolph, survived and continues to travel the country today telling her story.
When we arrived at church, we went into the basement to freshen up. Janie's class was upstairs, so she left Addie and I in the basement. And she told us to go to our class, but we didn't go that Sunday morning because we was late anyway. So while we was in the ladies' lounge, Denise McNair, Cynthia Wesley, and Carol Robinson, they came to the door. And they spoke to us and went on to the other side to use the restroom. So when she came out, she walked up to her and said, "Addie, tie my sash." So when she reached her hands out to tie it, that's when I heard this loud noise, boom. And it scared me so bad, all I could do was say, "Jesus." And I said, "Addie, Addie, Addie," but she didn't answer. So I thought the debris came in on me, and I was blinded from the debris, so I didn't know which way they went. I thought they went back where the Sunday school area was. But anyway, all of a sudden I heard someone holler, "Somebody bombed the 16th Street Church." And his voice was so clear as though he was in there with us, but right where the girl was standing, it blew a big crater in the church. And I found out later on that year who that person was. He was one of the deacons upstairs in his class. And he told me that when he heard the noise downstairs, he decided to come down to the basement and see what it was. And when he began to take the steps, he learned that the step was blown away. So what he did, he jumped down and he looked into the crater and seen me standing. And he went on the inside, he brought me out. And the ambulance was already out waiting. So they rushed me to the hospital. So after they operated on my eyes, and I went to my room, my mother was there waiting. So that's when I found out that all the girls that was in the ladies' lounge with me, they was all killed, and I was the only survivor. So all I could wonder, why did they kill those girls? Sweet, beautiful girls, never hurt anyone. And I just cried all night long for them because I love them, especially my sister was killed. So I never did understand, I was just 12 years old at that time, and I just couldn't understand why they killed those girls. But I found out later it was because of our race. I was in the hospital 2 months. That's one of my nurses, Rosetta Hughes, and she the one that really took care of me. Whatever I needed, she was there. And I remember she told me that when I arrived at the hospital, she said I was full of dirt, and she took care of me, cleaned me up and everything, and she was really nice. And I got a chance to meet her. Last year. Oh, I was treated real nice. They used to call me their little girl, and everybody, I remember how they would give me ice cream at night, and they just really spoiled me. Really, I was really traumatized. Back there during that time, they would not counsel young people when they come back to school. So I went to school. I was in a very nervous condition, and because every time I would hear a loud sound, it just made me think about the bomb, and I would just jump all the time. And back there at that time, there was a lot of cars backfiring, and every time I would hear it, I would jump. I would always just come back to that noise with the bomb made. Well, I remember everything what happened because of something like that. You don't forget that, and it was always in my spirit of what had happened. And Like I said, I just cried all night long, thinking about what had happened. And that bomb, it was so loud till the bomb was in North Birmingham, but people heard the sound of it all the way on the south side. It's just how loud it was, so it traumatized me a whole lot. I was about 40-some years old, about 46 years old before I really talked about it because I was so fearful. So after prayer, one day a pastor prayed for me, and that's when I really began to go around the United States talking about it. So I am better now.